Happy New Year, guys. Welcome to the Gray Area. My name is Dr. Gray. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm a medical doctor working in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm an ENT surgery resident at the University of Nairobi. I'm a husband and a father too. In this particular channel, we discuss personal growth and productivity. This episode, I'm going to tell you why I'm not setting goals for this year and why you shouldn't do it either. I'll explain the difference between goals and systems, and I will tell you how to come up with the right systems and not goals. Where do we use goals and where do we use systems? Thank you for tuning in. So right off the bat, I'm going to start by saying, if you haven't read this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, right after this video, please go to your nearest bookshop and buy it and read it. If you get your books from ebooks from Amazon or wherever else, please go and look for this book. It's a very important book. It has so much to tell you about life and how to improve your productivity and set yourself up for success. This is not an ad. It's just facts, plain facts. Now, a lot of discussions lately have been telling the difference between goals or resolutions versus systems. And I was reading an article on the New Yorker. I'll give a link in the description to that article. Why we make resolutions and why those resolutions fail. The lady who wrote this article is called Maria Konnikova. She says that 50% of us set resolutions at the beginning of the year. Of those 50, only about 40% of them are successful or keep to those resolutions by half of the year. When the study was extended to 2 years, only about 19% of those who had set the initial resolutions still stuck to those resolutions. So why is it that we fail and yet we keep setting these resolutions every year? Now, this is what I'm going to explain. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why our goals fail and why you should not be setting goals. The first thing is that we are setting the wrong goals, all right? The thing is, everyone knows the goal they want to achieve in life. So perhaps if you're an athlete, say a marathon runner, you want to win a gold medal or you want to compete professionally at a certain level, all right? Say if you are a student, you want to pass your exams, you want to score an A in your exams. That is all fine. So mostly those people who fail and those people who succeed set the right goals, or rather set the same goals, not the right goals. They set the same goals. Now the problem comes in how we go about achieving those goals. So that's the first mistake we make. We set the same goals, but that should not be our primary focus. Our focus should not be on the goals. Number 2, goals stand in the way or delay our happiness. What goals do is they create an absolute situation, a win or lose situation. I'll explain the difference. Now, if you've set a goal, for example, I'm a student, so I set a goal that at the end of this year, I want to pass my exams and move on to the next level. Until I pass my exams, I have no reason to be happy. I have not created an opportunity for me to be happy about the goal that I've set. So I have to wait the whole year, delay my happiness for the whole year, till the time I do my exams or sit for my exams. Then at that point, if I pass my exams, then I become happy. In the event that doesn't happen, God forbid, that I don't pass my exams, then I'm setting myself up for depression, sadness, and all these other negative feelings. So that's the second thing about goal setting. Number 3, goals create a climax and anti-climax situation. Again, I'll explain. So let's use exercise for an example, or rather losing weight for an example. You started the year, you've eaten all sorts of foods over the holidays, you've given yourself reasons why you ate all these kind of foods over the holidays. And now we get back to January and you're like, here I am, I want to lose 10 kgs. Now, the first thing, you have set the wrong goal. You want to lose 10 kgs, whatever time you give yourself, 1 month, 2 months, a whole year, whatever time you give yourself. What this does is that once you lose, let's assume you become successful and you lose the 10 kgs. Once you lose that 10 kgs, then you have nothing to look forward to. You've achieved it. Then you get a quick dip, quick anticlimax period. And at that particular time, then you have no more drive. There's nothing to push you further to keep doing the things that you did to get you to lose that 10 kgs. Okay? Finally, goals are very short term. However you look at it, goals are very short term. Yeah? Even if you set them for 10 years, they're short term. Again, I'll explain. So you will set a goal. Say, for example, you have a financial goal of saving up to 1 million Kenyan shillings by the end of the year. You see, that does not encourage you to have a saving culture, okay? Because the reason will be that there are two ways to go about it. One, you could either choose to save, let's say that would be roughly about 90,000 Kenyan shillings every month for 12 months to get to about 1 million Kenyan shillings. My math might be wrong. Or alternatively, you can decide to just get a lump sum, work hard, get a lump sum, and have 1 million shillings in your account at the end of the year. The other alternative is you strike a deal somewhere in between the year or close to the end of the year or the beginning of the year, and you get there 1 million shillings. Now, that is very short-term mentality and a way of going about things. If you are to set up better, you need to set up systems that outlast the goals. Now, at this particular point, I want to explain the difference between goals and systems. Goals are what we achieve, okay? So we've talked about maybe you want to save up a certain amount of money, you want to lose weight, whatever number of kgs you want to lose, you want to exercise or compete professionally, so you want to win a 100-meter hurdle race at whatever level, all right? Those are the goals. But now the systems are what you should be focusing on. Systems are what achieve the goal. The things you do between where you are and where the goal is, the systems. Now, what Atomic Habits or James Clear in Atomic Habits explains is that you should be focusing on your systems. And I'll explain the difference. Let's start from where we started. I said that we do not achieve goals, or rather, it's not that the winners and losers set different kind of goals. We all have the same goals. The difference is in where the difference in how is in how we execute. Okay, so you focus on the systems. So again, I'll give the example of competing professionally. The goal should not be in winning. Or rather, you should not be focusing on winning the competition, but you should be focusing on exercising regularly. So you can set for yourself a goal. I don't know how 100-meter race athletes exercise. So say, for example, you'll be doing a 100-meter dash every day, okay? And every day you'll be trying to reduce the time that you spend for that 100-meter dash. What that does is that it sets you up, or rather you focus on the system of constantly racing, or rather doing the 100-meter dash. The goal might actually just be a consequence of the system that you've set. You focus on the system, and then the goal is just a good coincidence or good consequence of the systems that you've set. Again, I will explain I will explain how to deal with the second mistake by focusing on your system. The second mistake was that goals delay our happiness or stand in the way of our happiness. Now, while goals, you have to wait until you achieve the goal to be happy about it. When you focus on the systems, you have an opportunity to regularly be happy. Again, so for example, I'm a student, I'll set up a system whereby I say every day I'll study for 1 hour every day. It doesn't matter, I'll study for 1 hour every day. When I do that every day, on the days that I do that, I create an opportunity to reward myself, to feel happy about having kept to my system, all right? So what happens is that if I study every day for 1 hour, okay, I cannot fail my exams, surely. Or rather, it would be very difficult for me to fail my exams. rather than focusing on passing my exams, and I have to wait until the end of the year to reward myself, which could not or might not happen. The third mistake we said is that rather, third problem is goals create a climax and anticlimax. So you've set your goals, you're going to lose 10 kgs, you lose 10 kgs, and soon after that, you don't know what to do with yourself. Ideally, now you're supposed to be focusing on your system. What are the systems that you set up to lose that 10 kgs? Okay, so I'll be running 5 kilometers thrice a week. I'll watch what I'm eating every day, meal prep, and make sure that I'm eating the right thing. Over and above creating an opportunity to reward yourself every day when you do those things, the thing is that if you keep constantly to these systems, okay, then the consequence, which is losing the 10 kgs, only becomes a mark to note that you've actually achieved a goal, but does not become the objective. The objective is keeping to the system. So you'll find that you lose the 10 kgs, and if you keep to the system, you will keep to a healthy weight, whatever weight that would be, you'll keep to that healthy weight. When you focus on the goal, you lose the 10 kgs and quickly gain it back, okay? You get the difference. Finally, we'll talk about the problem with goal setting is that most of them are short-term. I already explained part of this. You set out your goals for 6 months, 1 year, 10 years, whatever time period that you've given yourself. When that time lapses, okay, it stops your thinking or stops whatever systems you had set up to achieve that goal. But if you focus on the systems, you create a new identity for yourself, and that outlives the term of your goal. Okay, so for example, if I decide that I want to speak French, the right goal that I will set myself, or rather I set for myself, is I'll make sure that I learn 2 new words in French every day. What that does is that over a lifetime, I'll have learned very many French words, rather than saying at the end of the year I want to have spoken or read a book in French or written an article in French. After I've done that, like, it's a short-term goal. After that, I'm done. I'm not creating a new identity. The goal should be creating, or rather, if you want to make a long-term goal, or rather change your identity, then you should focus on the system. Okay, so I want to finish by saying goals are meant to give you direction of the desired result, but should not be the objective of our purpose and work. Thank you for tuning in. In the next video or episode, I will tell you what you should be doing instead of setting goals, and perhaps you even follow through and set your systems, or you set your systems to change your identity and set yourself up for success. Reminder, I can't overstate this. Please go get this book. This is the best time of the year to read it. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and like, share as much as you can. And I hope you will make this year a very fruitful and successful year. Thank you for tuning in.